Mwah, ha, ha, ha. People pleasers. Today, I'm going to show you the 4 mindsets that will cure your people pleasing forever. First of all, let's go grocery shopping. I'm gonna make chicken soup Chinese style because we need it. Hello, ladies and genitals. Today, I'm your judge, Ting Ting. And the fact that you've clicked onto this video means that you may have committed a very serious crime. People pleasing. Yes, it is a crime. It's a crime against yourself for violating your own wants and needs and letting other people cross your boundary, risking your mental health. And you know what's worse? You've never sought to restore justice, speaking up for yourself, or negotiate fair terms for the brains and muscles and cells which are all working so hard for you in order to satisfy your impossible standard of pleasing everyone around you. Do you plead guilty or not guilty? People pleasing is really a complex crime because people don't really understand how bad it is and they kind of encourage it. If you are a people pleaser, you often hear people saying, "Oh, you're so nice, thank you so much," which keeps you in a people pleasing loop. And even when sometimes people want to warn you against people pleasing, they may say things like, "Oh, you're too nice, you're too innocent, naive," that people may take you for granted. And that's like saying the only flaw you have is to be born into this evil world because you're so nice and too angel-like. But that's not actually the true cost and consequence of being a people pleaser. The true cost of people pleasing is literally yourself, your life, and your self-esteem. Let's cut some chicken. On the outside, people pleasing may what is happening with this belt? Okay. People pleasing may be glorified on the outside because of the sacrifice you made, but on the inside, we all know that we're slowly rotting away every time we say yes when we want to say no, every time we sense those unspoken expectations of us, and every time we actually anticipate people's wants and needs because that became our second nature. It's like you're in an endless chase called other people's approval, yet no matter how hard you try, no matter how many tasks you fulfill, you still feel deficient because your self-esteem and your relationship is hanging onto this thread leading to the next ask. So eventually we will burn out and we will lose that sense of who are we and what makes us valuable and worthy, and this can lead to low self-esteem and even depression. How do I know so well? Good question. But don't worry, luckily you have me. Today, I'm going to show you the 4 mindsets that's going to change your life forever. It always starts with mindsets. One common misconception that people have about people pleasing is that they think it's a personality type, but it's not. People pleasing is a learned behavior, and we were all born assertive babies. We say what we want and we cry when we don't have it. But we learn to people please to survive socially in our environment, typically when we were young. Perhaps we live in a culture where sacrifice is a noble thing, or we didn't want to overburden a depressed parent, or we got punished somehow whenever we express anger or dissatisfaction, or just overall we didn't feel like we can be who we are. So we think that we have to be useful to be liked, loved, and accepted. The point is, people pleasing was once our survival mechanism back then, and it probably worked pretty well. That's why we still hang onto them so tightly. But now we grew up or circumstances changed, we often have more choices and options, and people pleasing is probably not the most effective, efficient way to handle our relationships anymore. So we can learn another way if you want to, of course. And today's homework is ask yourself, like, why do you people please and where does that come from? And really delve deep. For example, for me, initially I thought, I just want to serve people. I'm just such a nice and kind person. And when I delve deeper, I realized it's because I want to be likable. I want to be respected. And then when I delve even deeper, I realized it's because I didn't feel safe to be who I am. I feel like I have to prove my use. I have to prove my value to my family in order to be accepted. Number 2, people pleasing actually does not please others. Over the years, what I realized about people pleasing is that those who matter don't mind, and those who mind don't matter. And we may think that people pleasing is helping us maintaining relationships, but really it's ruining our relationships. I first realized this when my husband told me out of frustration, just do what you want, don't do what you should. It's that if we feel the pressure to people please all the time, they will also feel the pressure to dance around our people pleasing. They will feel the pressure to constantly give us validation, show appreciation, and return those favors. And not to mention that people pleasers, like myself, we tend to hold our resentment and be passive aggressive. This can be very taxing to the relationship and can also sometimes be abusive for those around us. Another reason why that people pleasing is not serving your relationship is because a healthy relationship requires you to be honest, which means you need to be direct and honest about your wants and needs and communicate that to the people around you. And by doing that, it also encourages those people around you to tell you what they actually want. It's like good for everyone. Just do it. Number 3, people pleasing actually does not please you as well. Let's do a taste test. That's what the spoon is for. Not too bad. Okay, back to the point. Yes, people pleasing does not please you. Like a lot of us people pleasers, we are people pleasing because we want to be liked, right? But this is a huge lie because let's be honest, like people like bad boys and bad bitches, not doormats. Yeah, that's a hard truth, but that's kind of how it works. The next thing is, maybe you don't want to be liked, but I had this big misconception that I thought people pleasing is the same as serving people, But that's also a mistake. And let's use a very simple example. For example, if you need to discipline your dog, train your dog or any pets or kids, sometimes you need to do things that upsets them. They may not like you, but that's actually true service. The last mindset is the most powerful one. Let's add the veggies. People pleasing is unkind and irresponsible. By now, it should be very obvious that people pleasing does not please anyone, doesn't please others, doesn't please you. To the opposite, people pleasing is very unkind and irresponsible because you are ignoring and undermining your own needs, and taking care of yourself should be your top priority. Even knowing all these bad consequences of people pleasing, but changing my mindset to tell myself every day I have to prioritize my needs over others, this was really hard. But it's really a matter of practice. I affirm myself every day when I start to sense that I started to dance around other people's needs. I'm saying this because it's more than just a mindset change. It's something that we'll need to practice every day. This is it. Chicken soup for people pleasers. See you next time. Follow my channel for more, what do you call it?